signs from your loved ones? Well, signs can be absolutely anything that you relate to your loved one in spirit. Every individual will have their own specific sign for someone special in spirit, and that could be anything from the little robin, the red cardinal, the butterfly, dragonfly, even pennies from heaven. And specifically, lots of people, including myself, like to think that feathers that appear in the most miraculous of places are also signs from spirit. But why do our loved ones send signs? What is the signs all about? That's something personal to you. I like to think that these signs are little messages from spirit that we ourselves, without needing a medium, can go into our heart space and feel the presence of our loved ones, almost like their way of saying, hello, I am still here. I'm still thinking about you. I am still looking over you. And for me, that's a very personal thing. It's a very rewarding way to think of your loved ones still being here. Often you will see signs will appear at the most challenging of times in your life. Could be when maybe someone's sick or someone's health is deteriorating. Also birthdays and anniversaries. Signs are all over the place. You just need to be open to receiving them. Throughout my years as a medium, I always try to leave my client at the end of a reading by asking their loved one, what sign should they look for? Where should they look for your sign? What is your symbol? And I have been so blessed with great information from my clients with feedback with what we have left with. Whether it be the feather in the most strangest of places or the two magpies that have appeared on the grave, I have done my best to ask the spirit world, how can we leave your loved one with a sign so that they know that you're around? Many people always ask me, do I get signs? Do I not get signs? You will receive signs in your own personal way, but remember that these signs are ways that your loved ones are trying to show you that they're still here in the present and part of your physical life in the present moment as well. And also, it's their little way of letting you know that they have survived that term that we call physical death. So I hope you're ready to receive your signs. Get out there and look for your signs. You can receive signs from your loved ones in very simple steps. For me, when I'm looking for signs from my loved ones, I set that intention. In my mind, within my thought process, I send that invitation to let those who I'm looking to hear from and for the signs from, I let them know what I'm looking for. So for instance, when my father crossed over, we as a family started to associate the robin with my father. So every time that the robin is present, we as a family acknowledge that that's Dad's way of showing that he's around us. And we now have all got to the point of when we see the robin, we will sometimes take pictures and send it to each other. But that's something that we have done as a family. We recognise that as a sign. But for you to be able to receive signs from your loved ones, think about something specific. Could you imagine if you just say to your loved ones in spirit, give me a sign? And you go through your daily chores, your daily life, looking for signs, you might miss it. You might not realise what your sign is. So it's important to give your loved ones in the spirit world an idea of something that you would like to look for. I know many people ask to see their loved one's name or initials on car registration plates or trucks or vans that pass, even if you're looking for a feather. I like to challenge the spirit world. Why not ask, can you send me a black and white feather? Can you send me a strange coloured feather? Send it to me in a strange place, an unusual place. Give your loved ones in spirit a challenge, but don't just ask to receive a random sign because you will miss it. Many people always say to me, am I missing my signs? I don't get signs. And the reality is, the moment that you ask to receive a sign, throughout that week or throughout that day, your loved ones will be working very hard behind the scenes to send you that sign. So ask yourself, what is your sign? What would you want your sign to be that can be your calling card with your loved one in spirit? Think about that and then look at how you're going to send that invitation. For me, many people have told me that within pen and paper, they will write a letter to their loved ones, including what sign they would like to receive. And for me, that's very personal because that's something that's coming from the soul. You're expressing that love, that unconditional love that you have for your loved one within a letter and sending that to the spirit world, including a sign in it. So for me, that's very, very special as well. But signs don't just appear. When you send that invitation to your loved one, asking to receive a sign, what you're basically saying to them is, I miss you, I need to know you're still around me, I need you in my life right now. So there'll probably be a great purpose of that as well, of what's going on in your life. So always try to take a journal or take notes of what's been going on in your life when you start receiving lots of signs as well. But it's a very simple process. Anyone can receive their signs just by going into the heart space, sending that invitation to the loved ones and saying, I am open to receiving signs from you. Can you send me this? Can you show me that? And be very specific. Be very specific. Even if you're asking for pennies or coins from spirit, ask to maybe receive a specific date on the coins, maybe a date that is relevant to their passing, their date of birth, because coins can appear all over the place. It could be just coincidence. But look at the details of your signs. That's what I always say. The details of your signs is what I believe is miraculous. You see? So don't just go looking for a penny in the street. Ask to receive it in a very unusual way so that you know that's got to have came from the spirit. That's got to have came from my loved ones. But make sure you're having fun with it. Make sure that you're making it interactive for your family as well. And let them know what you have asked for a sign to be and just get the whole family involved. And what that does is keep your loved one still very much a part of your life here in the present moment as well. So signs, anyone can receive. Open your heart, send your invitation to your loved ones and look for your signs. When you start receiving your signs, it's important not to just disregard them. It's time to start processing your signs and storing them in a very sacred way to you. For example, I know many people and clients who associate feathers to their loved ones in spirit. And nowadays you can get the most beautifulest of photo frame that is boxed, and inside it you can put a photograph of your loved one who is crossed over. And inside this frame there's a little hatch or a little window where you can actually put inside the feathers that you have received from your loved ones. And for me that's very, very beautiful, because not only do you have a memory of a photograph of your loved one, but also you have the signs that they have sent you all within one beautiful space. So start looking at what you can do with your feathers. I know many people put feathers into an envelope or into a photo album so that they can again store them. I know people that have associated their coins from their loved ones in spirit and have started to put them in jars, almost like saving up. For instance, one of my clients' grandpa always stored 50p pieces in a jar for his granddaughter. And when he crossed over, she started to receive 50p. So she started to collect the 50p in a jar so that she could save up each year and give that to her granddaughter, just like he done for her. So there's lots of different things, even when it comes to the robin or the bird, the magpie, the red cardinal, whatever sign it may be when it comes to wildlife. I know people associate squirrels to their loved ones as well. Talk to them. I'm not saying become Dr. Dolittle and start talking to the animals, because you may get locked up for that. But what I am saying is acknowledge it. Okay, Robin, I see you. I know that Dad is with you. Tell him this, say this to him, thank him for being here, say happy birthday to him. In your mind, talk to them, because it's your thought process that your loved ones receive, so you don't need to talk out loud. There's lots of different ways that you can acknowledge your signs, but it's important to keep them close and do something with them. You don't just want to say, okay, that's a sign. Now, there will be signs that you will associate that maybe you cannot take home with you and treasure. Photographs. Nowadays, everyone has got a camera right on their fingertips. So take photographs of what you are associating and what you are seeing of your signs from your loved ones, and start printing them off and creating an album so that you can share it with your loved ones that are still here. Share it within the family. Let each individual in the family know what the sign is, and then start building, if you want to say, a memorial book with photographs of the signs that you have received. There's lots and lots of different ways. You should have fun when you start receiving your signs, because when you start receiving your signs, it's then your way of acknowledging to your loved ones, I know you're sending me these signs. I am receiving your signs. So don't just look and go, oh, maybe it's a sign. Do something with it. Even pebbles on the shore, down by the beach, in strange places. I know people who receive love hearts on pebbles, and they've started to take them home, they paint them, and they put them out in their garden, in the yard. So that's their signs from their loved ones as well. There's lots of different ways to really treasure your signs. So what I am saying to you, when you start receiving your signs, when you're having that excitement with your signs, do something with them. Get that photo frame for your feathers to go into. Get a beautiful pouch that you can keep getting the coins and keep them close to you. Even a jar. Get your loved one's name carved into the jar and put the pennies or the coins into the jar. Do something that gives your loved one that encouragement to keep sending you signs as well. But don't disregard them. Take the photographs, get the feathers into the frame, coins in the jar, whatever your signs are, even butterflies. If your signs are butterflies, why not put out some beautiful flowers or some honey or something to attract the butterflies into your yard and start taking the photographs of them? Think about it and what is going to do the world of good for you receiving your signs, what to do with them. Think about creating a sacred space for you and your family to place your signs from your loved ones. I believe that we receive signs from our loved ones as a reminder that they are not gone, a reminder that they are still here in the present moment with us. It is true, they do not have a physical body, they do not necessarily have the physical voice or the physical touch for the normal person, but they still want to be remembered. They still want to show that their presence is still here. I've often seen so many times when maybe someone's on their sick bed or someone is going through a very difficult time, perhaps a divorce or a huge change, a huge transition in their life where they would love the support from their loved one in spirit. That's when they will really start to receive lots of signs from their loved ones. And for me, it's a very simple question with a very simple answer. Why do we receive signs from our loved ones? Why would we not? Because the love that we once shared with each other, that it will still remain. It's important to remember that the love is what keeps our loved ones still very much a part of our life here as well. So when you are going through changes in life, what I say to people is you're moving on in life, not moving on without them. You're moving on with them by your side. And they might not be able to give you a sign through your name or talking to you or by showing themselves as a manifestation to you, but they will be able to show you signs in other ways. And for me, I like to just think of it as a postcard from heaven, their little calling card to say, hey, it's a difficult time at the moment, but I'm with you. You're not going through this alone. And think about it, if you moved to another part of the world and your loved ones were still living at home, would you not try to check in with them all the time? Would you not be calling home or going on to Skype or FaceTime to do video calls to make sure the family's okay, to see what's going on, to let them know that you're doing well? That's basically the spirit world's way of having that interaction. Their way of sending you signs to say, I'm still with you, I'm still around, I'm doing okay. So when you start receiving your signs, think about what the bigger picture is. Why have I received this sign? Well, today is my birthday. That's why they're saying happy birthday to me. Don't be expecting birthday cakes just to randomly delivered. Don't be expecting the balloons just to appear, but look at what your sign is and when that started to appear on the build up to your birthday. So we receive signs from our loved ones as a gentle reminder that they are still very much around us. Just because we cannot see them or hear them or feel them doesn't mean they're not there. that gentle reminder as a sign is their way of saying, I'm still with you, I still love you, and I'm here for you. That is why you will receive signs from your loved ones. When my father passed away, we started to realise that there was always a robin around us a lot. And we as a family started to acknowledge, okay, we feel that Dad is sending us a robin redbreast. And for me, I've got a very sceptical mind. I like things to be black and white, evidential. I look for the proof. And not to dishearten my family, I just went along with it, and I started to build that association to the robin as Dad being very much around and being present. And I got my confirmation that Dad was in fact sending the robins in a very magical and special way, which really took me by surprise. There was a time not very long ago that I was out walking with friends, and we went to a place very local to me which is called the Fairy Glen. And that's where people will climb up a hillside, and there's a beautiful big tree where people will tie photographs of their loved ones who have crossed over. They will put ribbons on the tree. They will maybe leave coins for the fairies. All different things that people do personal for their loved ones that they have lost. And as we were walking up through the woodlands, one of my friends says to me, there is a robin that's following us up to the tree. And we could see it just gently going by branch to branch. And I thought nothing of it, but in my mind, very quietly, as I walked up to the hill, I said, Dad, if you're here with me and if you have sent this robin, then I would like you to give me a strong sign and let the robin come over to me. Show me very much in my face that you have sent me this robin. So I sent that invitation like we talked about before in the previous videos. And as we got to the top of the tree, there was trees everywhere. There was broken trees, there was old logs, there was ribbons floating from branches, photographs. It was just a beautiful, beautiful place and a great sense of stillness and peace. So I went over to the distance and I sat down on the ground with my legs crossed. And I just sat for a moment. And the robin, to my surprise, started to jump from branch to branch to branch. And before I knew it, it was very much beside me. And again, I just sent out that invitation. I said, come on, Dad, if it is you, then do something with the robin. And to my surprise, the robin flew down from the branch and sat on my knee. Sat on my knee. Now, I didn't move, I didn't know what to do, but I knew then that that was confirmation that when my dad is nearby us, he sends a little robin as a physical sign to say that he is with us. So for me, I got my proof, I got my acknowledgement, my concrete evidence that there was an association with my dad's spirit sending the robin. Now, you know yourself that birds and robins primarily are very timorous little creatures. They're not ones to come and hop along and jump onto to humans. So was it a coincidence? Was it my sign from Dad? I really believe it was my sign from Dad. I sent that invitation out. I asked that bird to come close if it was with my father. I asked that to happen. And it totally did. I will try to find the video that I have of my friends who took the video of the robin sitting on my knee. So stay tuned and watch for that space. But that was when I got my great experience from the robin as my sign from Spirit. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe for more weekly videos coming soon.